Hi everyone, this is part 2 series of the case of Stephen Douglas, a young man of Chicago, Illinois that was convicted of a crime that he did not commit. Now I want all of you to imagine being 22, convicted of a crime that you did not commit and sentenced to 55 years in jail. That's Stephen's reality right now, and we're going to change that because we're going to get him some help and we're going to get the word out. So this is the part 2 series of his case, and we're going to go into the day before the murder. So the man that was murdered, his name is Rico Lawrence. He has a criminal history, and he is affiliated, and that was confirmed. He is affiliated gang member, but we're not going to bash him. We're not going to bash him, right? We're going to tell the story, the truth. So the day before the murder, Rico Lawrence got into an altercation with 2 women that lived at his apartment complex. One of the women stabbed Rico and his girlfriend Chanel, and they had to go to the hospital. Now they were treated and released, and they came back to the apartment, and there was still, a little tension built up, a lot of tension between him and those 2 women. Okay, nothing else transpired that night. Now we're going to go into the next day, which is August the 3rd of 2013. And this is how Stephen becomes involved in this case. Now, Stephen, he went to that apartment complex where Rico Lawrence lived because one of the women, the woman that actually stabbed Rico Lawrence the day before, is related to Stephen. Now, in the court documents, it was said that Stephen and the women discussed what had happened the day before, and they just would, laughed about it. Stephen felt no sort of way about it because pretty much it appeared that the women had handled their own, right? So Stephen left, and he came back a second time, spoke with the women again, He was close to the one woman named Khadijah. She's actually the woman that stabbed Rico Lawrence. But anyway, he went there, visited them for a second time, and he left to play basketball. As he was returning from playing basketball, he went back a third time to the apartment complex. And at that time, Rico Lawrence was outside in a dispute with several black men. And the men, from court documents, they're saying that these men they looked like they were gang affiliated to the Bloods. So anyway, a fight broke out between Rico Lawrence and these men. Okay, witness statements. He was fighting with some men, okay? Stephen was walking up to go back into the apartment. Lawrence was shot. Rico Lawrence was shot by one of those men that he was actually fighting with. The men were actually, when they were fighting him, they were stomping him and everything. Several men. And then we have an eyewitness testimony that says that a dark-skinned, short man is the one that fired the shot that killed Rico Lawrence. Her statement was taken by the detectives. Unfortunately, she died before the case went to trial. Now, she died of natural causes. There was, no foul play in her death, but she died, so she couldn't take the stand. She could not take the stand in Stephen's case. Now, I want you guys to come back for part 3 because it gets really mucky, okay? Really mucky with police corruption, witness tampering, all of that. Make sure you guys tag Kim Kardashian, tag the Illinois Innocent Project, tag Ben Crump. We're going to fight for Stephen. Stephen has his mom died trying to get him out of prison. His aunt, who contacted me, ran out of money with lawyers fighting for her nephew. So we're going to join her in her fight to release her nephew and to free Stephen. Make sure you guys share this video and come back for part 3.